I guess one of the things was trying to go to school and take care of my kids, not really know what to do, and doing classwork, doing homework, taking them to daycare, taking them to doctor visits. Being that I was still young and didn't have everything I needed, those were the biggest challenges that I had to face. And not everybody understanding, but people looking at me like, oh, she shouldn't have done that. Or why would she have kids at a young age? Well, that's her fault, so she's gonna have to deal with it. Oluwaransi Agby Davis, and I found out I was pregnant when I was in 11th grade.
My name was Anaya Lester, and I became pregnant in the 9th grade.
When I became pregnant, I was in the 9th grade, and I had my daughter when I was in the 10th grade.
I considered dropping out of school. I did, yes, because it's only because I didn't know about the daycare that was in Blue. So I just thought schools didn't have daycares. I just didn't know what I was going to do with her.
My 12th grade year, I definitely did, because it was just a transformation. This was the first time like my kids started going to school. I was in school and having to do everything. I mean, like I said earlier, my mother wasn't really the best as far as dealing with the whole me being pregnant at a young age, so I didn't have that much support.
You know, everybody has their little set where they start high school. You're skipping class, you're running around the hallway, staying in extra gym classes, extra lunches. Once I got pregnant, it was like, I can't do this anymore, y'all. I gotta go to class. I gotta get out of here, because if I stay back, it's expected because I had a baby young. And after you keep staying back, you're gonna be like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I didn't put myself in a situation too far behind.
They don't have enough time to study. They don't have enough time to have somebody support them in the care. Then it may make it difficult.
In 1972, President Richard Nixon signed the Title IX Education Amendments.
Title IX prohibits sex discrimination in education programs or activities, and that includes, when we talk about sex discrimination includes pregnancy. And that means that schools that are receiving federal funding, and that's pretty much any school, any K through 12 school, and the vast majority of higher education programs. So any of those programs that are receiving federal funding can't discriminate on the basis of pregnancy, and that provides a lot of really important protections for pregnant and parenting students. So before Title IX, and sadly sometimes still even with Title IX, we would see schools doing things like if a student got pregnant, sometimes kicking girls out when they were pregnant, but also insisting that girls who were pregnant go into kind of special schools. Clearly, what we would see as discriminatory today, they still were sending, trying to segregate and isolate girls who are pregnant and really not making it possible for them to come back to school.
Yes, I feel those rights have been violated in school, but not to like every teacher. It's just to certain teachers who feel as though like that I'm just another statistic or something. It just feels that I can't do better because I have a child.
My first year here back in 2011, I remember there was a student who mentioned that an administrator had forced her to get off the elevator because she didn't have a pass with her, but she was visibly pregnant.
So this one teacher, I was missing like 2 weeks of school with my daughter. She was in and out the hospital. So I came in with an excuse note, and with excuse note you usually get like makeup work or the work you missed. And I asked him if I could come and stay after, or maybe we can get like during lunchtime tutoring so I can understand what the math work was. He told me no. He told me no, I couldn't do that because I had things to do after school, things to do during lunch that I should be worried about instead of just doing the work. Or he didn't say that word, but instead of just coming to him, I should just focus on my daughter instead of just focusing on my work. And I felt that I was wrong because I want to do my work too. I'm doing what I have to do with her. I still want to learn my work. So I just feel like he just didn't want to help me because I had a child.
And one day he had us doing jumping jacks. And he's like, I lost count, start over. And I was like, I'm not doing this. And I called my mother. I went in the bathroom. I called my mother. My mother came up there. I told her the situation. And he said something to her. He was like, all these little girls in here fast, they all gonna fail anyway. So the whole gym class pretty much failed.
You can't treat a student differently just because she's pregnant. She gets to make those decisions for herself about whether or not she's going to participate in an activity. She can't be kicked out of an honors program. You can't be demoted in any way.
A student was offered by the teacher to pay for her abortion. The teacher pretty much told her that she's ruining her life by going through with the pregnancy at this young age.
The exact moment when students are going to need more support, we need to kind of be moving in to provide the buffer to really help increase commitment to school and make it easier to stay in school rather than putting up barriers, which is what a lot of schools wind up doing, even if they aren't really thinking about it intentionally.
New Heights is a DCPS school-based program. It operates out of 11 high schools throughout the district, and we provide parenting and life skills education with the goals of increasing student attendance, improving graduation rates, and preventing subsequent pregnancies while they're in school. The responsibilities of a coordinator is to coordinate all of the components of the program. So the program components, again, are educational workshops. We have those 3 days a week. So I partner with community-based organizations to bring in and facilitate those workshops in parenting education and life skills. So having that connection with the community and those resources. Also, being a Title IX advocate, making sure that students are treated fairly according to Title IX, and case management. So case management is a component that, you know, we have to check in with students and make sure they have the resources that they need. And if things are going on with them, that is our opportunity to try to troubleshoot and help them with their issues.
If I need anything, I know that she's there to help me. I know that she's there to support me no matter what.
I had this lady named Miss Williams, Renee Williams. And she was an awesome person to talk to. So when I had problems in school, when I was ready to go, I'll go see her every day before I leave. And she was like, make sure you got this ladybug this, ladybug that. That's what she called me. And it just going there, it was just seemed like you had support, you had the motivation, you had no one criticizing. So I think that was an outlet to let her know how things are going at home. Like, I never went through the little postpartum phase of either having my child, but it was, I don't know how to do this and my mother won't help me. I was able to call Ms. Williams and she'd help me, or give me a number to someone that could.
New Heights pushed me. My coordinator, the energy she had, the purpose she had, it just pushed me to the next level where I was like, oh no, I got this. As long as she's by my side, as long as she's here with me, I have this. I can do this.
New Heights program helped improve my parenting skills. They by supplying me with the organizations that come here, they'll give information and some information I don't know. I'm like, wow.
The general population, they need all that every other student gets in terms of support, but what makes them different is that they are expecting or parenting. So who helps them with their parenting support? And this is what New Heights does. So I like to call it a one-stop shop for all their educational and support needs.
Without daycare, students couldn't come to school. They wouldn't find anyone to watch their child. But not just, and I want to say this because we have a daycare at the school site. Other schools don't have that. So students have to take their child to the daycare and then get themselves to school. And I think we have one of the highest graduation rates among the New Heights students at my school, I think. because the daycare is located at the school, so they just drop off their child here and they just go upstairs to class. They can come down and breastfeed if they need to, or see their child during lunch, their lunch break. At any moment, they can walk into the daycare.
Are supported in their parenting decisions and parenting learning, because they're learning the skills, they're learning about developmental issues, things they need to look for in their child as that child grows and develops.
I would need to go to a teacher to do extra work or get work, and they will be willing to watch him.
I use the daycare, and this helped my academic success because it allows me to come to school. It allows me to finish school, and then I know they're there for me. So.
It's already a challenge for them to come to school and stay in school, so there have to be programs for them available to support them so that they can graduate.
I always think, why not? It's a support. I think all of our students should be supported. This is, they're here, and we have an obligation to educate all of our students and provide them with supports as needed. And so parenting students and expecting students aren't any different.
And so I think the programs are supported in trying to help to the greatest extent that they can, that you finish school, even go to college, so that you can earn a kind of living that could improve your outcomes for your child.
Like this one lady came in, she talked to us about scholarships or grants you can get to go to college, or not even college, like they'll give us opportunities to get like a job or something, like if you didn't want college, you go to job. And they'll give us like realistic ideas, like you're not going to do this, but you can do this. And like they just give us options of doing stuff after graduation.
It was just motivation, having someone that can tell you, fix this, try this in this class, or talk to this teacher about getting this assignment.
The greatest benefit from New Heights or programs like New Heights is the support that the teen parents get and the way they advocate for us. I think that's just amazing.
So parenting support programs can be really great sources of both education and opportunities for young parents. They're, parenting support programs are best when they're really parenting support programs, and they're programs that offer opportunities to both mothers and fathers that are easy to access, grounded in the schools, meet students' actual needs, and can provide kind of what we can call wraparound services, but really provide can serve as the key link to other care and things that a student might need. So can maybe help find childcare, help connect with childcare.
People tend to look at teenage parents as like, you've made the biggest mistake in your life, but no one ever talks about the good. No one ever talks about what these students are actually trying to do to overcome this stereotype. So I would just say, instead of judging, take a look at the student, see what their background is, get to know who they are, because you may find out that this situation or them having kids at a young age was just a stop in the road or just something that happened, but doesn't define who they are, because they could turn out to be an amazing, wonderful person and do amazing things in society. So don't just think that they made a mistake. Try to figure out who they are and learn who they are, and I promise you, what you find out is going to be way beyond what you originally thought.